All right, seems like it's going live now. So that we have a second Phantom Hourglass. Hello, YouTube. Sorry, I disappeared. I'm back now. All right, we're ready. We're ready. I think everyone has the streaks. And stuff. So I'm all like, oh. So it's all over. But oh yeah, Steven got disintegrated, didn't he? We were too late. Oh, Anjean. I'm so sorry. Steven tried to protect me. Yes, but there should be no regrets. You see, our kind are the servants of the spirits. We don't disappear that easily. Oh. Is she bringing him back? Bringing him back, bringing him back, bringing him back. What do you mean? Steven seems pretty thoroughly disappeared. Higher form reference. I don't know. I'm not sure. Something popped up in my brain, Jaya. I was like, that reminds me of something. The spirit is persistent, my dear. Steven may not have any memory of these events, but years from now he'll return in a new form. Oh, okay, so he'll reincarnate. You see, as Locomos, we weren't only meant to protect the spirit tracks, we also meant to watch over mankind. But our protection is no longer needed. Even without the spirit's guidance, you will do well. I think I will return to the heavens. What? Excuse me? In the company of my old friend, Steven. Oh, okay, so everyone... All of the... Oh, she actually has legs. Unlike streamers, she actually has legs. Anjean, wait! Princess Zelda, please watch over this land, and Link, you must help her. Wow, all of them. Oh, those remind me of the sages in Ocarina of Time. Wait, are the sages in Ocarina of Time dead? No. Oh, no, wait. Don't look, chat. They're holding hands. Aren't they a little young for holding hands in my Zelda game? Oh, what a cute scene though. Daiki Iwamoto. She's like waving at the we're back, hey. And Alfonso working on the train. I'm done. Now we still need to rate the game though. I'm glad I can get to do that today, because I was like, if I have to wait till Tuesday, can I remember? That sounded too excited. Yeah, you were a little too excited. I'm done with this game. Hey AJ, welcome back to stream number 2 of the night, because my internet died. Nico is making a new... Oh, he's making a new story. game was an experience, that's for sure. The last boss, though, the rest of the game, super solid, though. Yeah, it's been a great journey, but the end station was one of those you don't wanna end up on a dark, stormy night. Oh my god! Look, it's the rabbit guy. It's and the train, the bridge builder. The beautiful one's broke a toe. Oh god! On account of stopping by stopping. So god. DJ's not here. Oh, sorry. Storybook. Look, it's the it's the weird Yeti people. We're not Yetis. We're like, I don't remember. The snow people. Also, we didn't spend a long time in this town, but maybe that's because I didn't do any. Wait, is that a ship coming in? Oh, look, the Goron's doing good in the hot springs. This is really cute art, actually. You're going to bed now, but you're gonna miss the. Oh right, sorry. You have. Yeah, I know why you're going to bed, Jamie. Sleep well, and good luck tomorrow. Well, good luck, but yeah, I hope it's not going to be too hard tomorrow. Sleep well. We need real high to see what the difference is. Oh yeah. Yeah, I sadly real high is not on the Discord. So yeah. It's gonna be SL. You'll be okay. Oh, Iwata. All these games with Iwata and the special things. Alright, here we go. It's a little picture. Zelda's thinking fondly of it. I'm sure he'll be back Link to the Past, yeah. But yeah, seriously, just as I wrote Princess, tell the others that I'm not gonna finish until Tuesday. My internet came back. I was like, fuck, I should have waited like 2 minutes and then it wouldn't have happened. Oh. Link? Hey. So maybe this is what changes. If you say you want to be an engineer, he goes toot. And if you say you want to be a warrior, then maybe he's there. I don't know. Or maybe he's like nah instead. But yeah, this is the end. The end of Spirit Tracks. The end of the adult timeline. Well, I mean, the end of it, but like. Technically, depending on how you see it, it kind of branches back, but you know. All right, that's the end. 6:30 tomorrow is gonna be rough. Oof. Yeah. Right, that's Spirit Tracks. Let's rate the game. Let's give it a rating. So we got the dungeon rating down. Usually we have to do a dungeon rating and then a game rating, but this time it's only a game rating. Oh wait, that's a miscount. Wait, I used to do information about games. What? Maybe I should do that again. Scotty, thank you for the 42 bits. That's so nice. All right. So Spirit Tracks. This needs to say, and then I gotta delete all the scoring. Well, this one was 7.4, right? For now, I'll keep the combat one for now. And also the art. Okay, so Spirit Tracks. I'm going to rate the game we just completed. I'm going to go through all the aspects and explain the aspect and then give it a score. What aspects do we rate? We start, of course, with the artwork. And this is, as Phantom Hourglass was, an 8 out of 10. I don't think it is necessarily as good as Wind Waker and those kind of games, but it's definitely really expressive and nice, so it's still a really high score. It's not perfect necessarily for me, but it's still really, really high. So, like Phantom Hourglass, I'm gonna put this at an 8 out of 10. I think it's really beautiful how much they can get out of the Nintendo DS. So, they really got something out of that system. They really pushed it to the limit, I think. So, yeah, really cool art style here. I think it was very expressive, and it's both Phantom Hourglass and this game, Spirit Tracks, they feel like 3D Zelda games, even though they play like 2D Zelda games, right? So, now the story. The story was definitely better here than it was in Phantom Hourglass. I definitely think because it was not very good, I think, in Phantom. Is it as good as something like Wind Waker? No, I don't think so. Wind Waker is like an 8 in my story thing, but I would say the story is definitely up there. So you basically have a classic Zelda story in this game, except one big thing. Spirit Hourglass, did I say that? No. There's one big thing, and that is, of course, Zelda's body gets abducted, but Zelda herself does not get abducted, which is pretty fun. But we'll talk more about Zelda when we come to the characters. I think the story was good. We had the whole, you gotta save the land by, going to all the regions and helping all the people. You have the whole connection to this is the new Hyrule, but you have the old, Tetra and everyone that came before are still mentioned, right? And I think, the whole plot with Malladus is kind of fun. It's a different villain, but he still feels like a really, powerful villain. So yeah, and you have the twists with Staven, and yeah, it's all a pretty good story. I would say it's like a 7. It was like a 7 out of 10 story. Pretty good story, actually. Now the characters. The characters are stellar, especially the writing for Princess Zelda. I think this is the most expressive Zelda in dialogue, the most involved Zelda. It's very, yeah, it's very, very nice. I think, she's the strongest character. I don't think necessarily that there's that many other strong characters. We have special characters like the Rabbit guy and the Anuki and all these things. I do think she's the carrying factor for the characters. I think all the Locomo sages are kind of. I mean, Angine is okay, but she's also very standard. So, a game like Skyward Sword had 10 out of 10 characters. I think I'm going to give this. I gave Phantom Hourglass an 8 because of what's his face? Oh my god, Linebeck, freaking hell, Linebeck, and Jolene and stuff like that. Oh, Real High is here too. Hey, Real High, good to see you. I somehow got my internet back just after I told everyone that it was not coming back. But yeah, good to see you. Linebeck is also in this in a way, so that also gives it a plus. But I don't know. I think maybe the overall characters that you meet are not like Steven is great. Uh, Cole is kind of boring. Like he has like one, yeah. But like if we only had to rate Princess Zelda, this one would be in like the top 3 best Zeldas for me. Um, Definitely. She's individualist. She is very expressive. She is funny and cute and all these. Like she has so many aspects to her, and that's really cool. So definitely like her. She's probably the most feisty. I would almost say that she's more feisty than Tetra, which is a lot. But like I kind of think that she fits that feistiness even more on honestly. So she's really well written and stuff. But I don't think the game's characters are necessarily that much better. So I'm only gonna give it it's still a really high one, 8.5. The other characters are kind of pulling it back, but Zelda is Zelda and Linebeck are carrying this for sure. Which Zelda is your favorite? Breath of the Wild Zelda, probably. I really like her journey that she goes through. But we'll get more. Maybe we can make a rating for that after I complete all of the games. I really like Ocarina of Time Zelda also, but she is kind of a little bit hard. Like she's not as she doesn't have as much character, I guess. But yeah, real high. Yeah, what was the difference if you chose Engineer Warrior? Don't know. In that thing, because we got in the end scene, we got a train going hoot hoot, and then Zelda looking out. But yeah. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go 8.5. But yeah, I think Breath of the Wild Zelda is probably my favorite Zelda. But we'll get to that story, because that's a very story heavy game. So. On the very last cutscene, realize this: when Zelda gets up and goes to the village to look at Link outside, if you pick Warrior, you'll hear Link sparring with the soldiers in the courtyard. Ah. Okay. Nice. What if you pick Dono? Do you know that? Maybe nothing. Oh, okay. maybe there's no end cutscene then. Anyway, the music. The music was definitely better. I see Phantom Hourglass got a 6 for the music. This one had so much more music variety. It was some really good tracks. Like there was still a lot of reused music. Like the 3 first dungeons had the same music, but it was a better theme than the dungeon music from before. There was all the areas when you're outside, the da 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 da. I mean, that's used all the time, but that is a banger track. That is such a good track. So I can forgive them for that. Also, the just the world theme when you're going, like I really like that much more than the one from Phantom. So definitely the music is better. We're up on an 8 here, I think. I think we're up on an 8. The world is fine. It's pretty good. Like it's a lot like the world in Phantom Hourglass. I guess I don't necessarily. I do feel more limited in this world than I do in like the world has to do with like the structure and design of the world, but also like, yeah, how the world feels with like towns and stuff like that. I think this world is a bit limited because the train tracks can only take you so far, right? But I do think they lean really well into the train thing. So that's also something you can reward it for, right? I did at some points miss the boat because it was really annoying that you could only go at one speed, and you couldn't like there is fast travel, but the fast travel doesn't really get get relevant until you do certain things. I think you need to do like a lot of side quests to get it activated, right? Which is really nice if you want to do a longer playthrough, but it also gets introduced really late then. So I kind of think that yeah. So I can't give it a higher score than Phantom Hourglass, but I also don't necessarily think that I want to give it a lower score, because I do think some of the towns were more expressive, more unique, and some of the areas felt more like there was more of a variety in where you go. Like, sure, there is an ice island and stuff in Phantom Hourglass, but like there's a whole ice region and a whole fire region and beach region. Like the whole beach ocean place was actually really charming, right? There's a desert and things like that. So I actually think there's Phantom Hourglass was so much self-defeating. Yeah. So I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10 as well as what I gave. Yeah. This is shaping up to be a pretty high scoring game so far. Let's see if puzzles can continue to do this. I really like the way puzzles work in this game. I gave puzzles a 7 out of 10 in Phantom, because this is a very puzzle heavy game. This is higher, so this is definitely an 8 out of 10, I would say, on the puzzles, because they were overall more puzzly, more like when you got a puzzle in this game, you were like, I'm fucking clever, you know? So yeah, I think definitely better puzzles. Then we get to the combat. I could say that the combat is a 3 out of 10, but I'm not gonna do that. I do think the combat was overall as bad, as you could say, as Phantom Hourglass, but they really tested it to the limit in the final battle there. When you have to both move Zelda with the drawing a line and move Link and attack, and like so many things were just not working very well. The train fight was perfect for the stylus controls, but the combat against the last boss was just not as good. And which says each puzzle also seemed to fill more of the game. There weren't small things. No, that's true. They did. There were more healthy. They were more. Yeah, they were bigger in a way. Enemies. I think this game also has, you know, a lot of enemies. Like the previous game, Phantom Hourglass, I gave an 8 to Phantom Hourglass for the enemies. So yeah, I think I will say that like it was more or less the same enemies in this game, but there were a few newcomers. The Phantoms were pretty much the same, but they were, since you could take them over and stuff, they were more versatile. The bosses though, oh no. The bosses were actually worse. So I don't think I can match enemies here. I think I'm going to go down half a step here and give it a 7.5 for the enemies here, because actually a 7. A whole step down, because I felt like the bosses were worse. Some of them were just janky, and others were just not as interesting as they were in Phantom Hourglass. So I think I'm going to go 7 out of 10 on the enemies here. Then there's the items. I gave items an 8.5 for in Phantom Hourglass, because I thought there was some absolutely amazing items in that game. The grappling hook for one, of course. Here we had the wind blower, which was pretty fun. We had the boomerang. We had the whip. We had the sand rod. We had the bow and all that stuff. But overall, I do find the items to be better. Some really good tracks. Oh, I didn't get that until now, until Anna started laughing at it. I was like, oh, fuck, right. So I'm actually going to go down to an 8 here for the items. I don't think they were necessarily as good. They worked really well, and there were a few standouts. But I don't think it's as good as Phantom Hourglass in that regard. The pacing, I see that I gave the pacing. I gave the pacing a 8 for Phantom Hourglass because I thought that game was really well paced, even though it had so many dungeons. This game was also well paced because it didn't have as many dungeons. You were kind of fast through a lot of parts, but I do think the final part of the game dragged out a little bit too much. Maybe because I was bad, but I do feel like it so it's not better than Phantom Hourglass, but I do think that some parts in the beginning are really well paced, and then you kind of get to the end where it's not as good. So overall, it gives me another 8 out of 10. So overall, Spirit Tracks has a score of 7.3 out of 10, which is 0.3 points higher than Phantom Hourglass. Let's see if we can compare it to other things. We're not quite in the Twilight, Majora's Mask, or Ocarina of Time area, but we are definitely in the middle ground of the games we played so far. So that's a really good score. I'm surprised actually that not that it got more than Phantom Hourglass. I actually kind of expected that, but I didn't expect those two games to be this high, above 7. So that's wow. Now I have 2 games I need to put in the dungeon score channel. Fuck. Anyway, maybe I'll do it tomorrow or something when I have time. I should have time tomorrow afternoon. So hopefully I can get it done there. I'll also do it Tuesday afternoon. But that's it. That's the score for Spirit Tracks. Yeah, that's pretty cool. How long did it take to complete this game? Let me go and check, because this was shorter. So this stream pretty much didn't count because it was only the final cutscene and stuff. So I can say here that 4 hours, 4 hour, yeah, 4, 6, 4, that's 8, that's 8, 6, no, that's 14, that's 20, 25 hours. Yeah, that sounds about right. Even though it was less streams than it was less streams than Phantom Hourglass, but does that make any sense? Let me just calculate real quick, because doing it in my head is apparently a bad idea. 4, 6. Wait, that's not. I'm not. No, not times. Jesus Christ. 4 plus 4 plus 6. That's why, because that's almost 5 hours. So 4.5 plus 5. Wait. Huh? Let me try that again. 4 plus 6 plus 4. Oh my god, I keep doing it. 1 second. Plus 4 plus 6 plus 4.5 plus 23.5. 23.5, actually. Yeah. Okay, so that was faster, as I thought. I'm guessing you know A Link to the Past pretty well. Probably been through a time or 10. I think I've completed it 3 or 4 times, and I played it just like I've started it up like a lot of times. I don't know it as well. I'm not as big a fan of the Super Nintendo. I'm not as big of a fan of A Link to the Past as other people are, because I didn't play it originally on Super Nintendo. I didn't play it until many years. I didn't play it until the Game Boy Advance, basically. Wasn't that better than Phantom Hourglass? Yes, as I said. You maybe didn't hear it, but 0.3 points higher than Phantom Hourglass. Phantom Hourglass was a straight 7. This is a 7.3. So yeah, it's you must be happy, Darlik. It's higher than Phantom Hourglass. But yeah. That's Real High's own experience. I was late playing it. Didn't have a Super Nintendo as a kid, so I don't have the cinema attachment, but I've played it a few times. Yeah. I think it's a great game. It's a great game, and I understand why it's held in such high regard. To some people, it's their Ocarina, right? But I just have a really, really soft spot for Ocarina of Time and the 3D games. So like it's certified. It holds a good place in my heart, so I'm very happy. It's because it's like, good thing this ain't a competition, huh? It's always a competition. Oh no. But I mean, you guys can have your own ratings, right? Real High is old. Your Ocarina is the NES one. Once. Oh wow. I mean, my first Zelda was Link's Awakening. And then my second Zelda was Ocarina of Time. So, yeah. Link's Awakening also holds a high placement. So, Ocarina of Time make me want to watch. Yeah, that's true. Let's see how you think. I mean, you've seen A Link to the Past before, and so I'm interested to see if it. These games didn't bite on me. No, the DS games, you didn't seem to connect well with those. I was very excited because I got to play Phantom Hourglass as if it was the first time, and I even completed it this time. So I was very excited for that. Spirit Tracks was also fun, but if I'm honest, I'm actually a little happy that the DS games are done with. Also because I was a little annoyed that I had to play them on emulator, and we're done with emulators now, because the one game I have to play on a different console than the Nintendo Switch is what's it called? A Link Between Worlds. That's on the 3DS, but my 3DS, I can stream from my 3DS, so I can actually run that on native hardware. I've done that before, so that's what we're gonna do, like that. So it's gonna be great. So I can run the rest of the games on official Nintendo hardware. So that's exciting. So next up on Tuesday, we start not only a new game, but we also start the third timeline that happens after the timeline split. And this timeline is the biggest of them all. It has the most games because it's basically the garbage can, not the garbage can. It's lore-wise, it's the place where they put all the games that don't, fit snugly into the whole Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker deal. It's basically where all the 2D games from before were placed, but also a lot of 2D games that came after. Yeah, understand me right, Scotty. It's not the garbage can from a quality perspective. It's more of a, we didn't know where to put these story-wise, so they're going in the Fallen Hero one. They don't really fit together perfectly, but, but yeah, how many games are in this timeline? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 games in this. It's A Link to the Past, It's Link's Awakening. It's Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, A Link Between Worlds, Echoes of Wisdom, The Legend of Zelda 1, and Adventure of Link and Zelda 2. So we will be skipping the multiplayer game, which is Triforce Heroes, but other than that, and then exactly Real High at the very end, because according to Nintendo, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom take place a long, 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 long time after these games, all the other games. So that's why I'm kind of like merging them and saying the Wild era as some kind of merged timeline. So yeah, I'll give you that save state. AJ says, popcorn. Me watching everyone fight over things I don't comprehend. You hear miss me, so I poked out for a moment. It's okay. It's okay. We all know you're not really here, but yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that might be the point where your Matterfront and mine converge. Yeah, it could be. So yeah, it's just gonna be pure 2D. And Link to the Past is on the Super Nintendo. Link's Awakening will be the Switch version, the Switch remake, because that's the most streamable version. It's the prettiest and the most. It's the one that bothers people's ears the least. You know, there's Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. Those are Game Boy Color games, so they are probably the roughest looking games in this whole thing. Well, depending on how you feel about NES games. Anyway, Oracle of Seasons on Oracle of Ages on Game Boy Color, Link Between Worlds on the 3DS, and then there's Echoes of Wisdom, which is also on the Switch. It's basically the newest Zelda game, which is pretty, this is pretty interesting. And then you have The Legend of Zelda, of course, which is on the NES, and then Adventure of Link at the very end of the Fallen Heroes timeline, which is NES. So I will say maybe the NES games do look rougher than the Game Boy Color games. They probably do. Yeah. I'll don't worry, Scotty. I'll take it back. Okay, it's too late. It's too late. I'm being too mean. I know Scotty loves the Oracle games, but I'm not slandering them. I'm just saying they're Game Boy games, you know. And we will be playing them on the game because there's no Switch remakes. So yeah. But yeah, we'll talk more about how Ocarina of Time connects to A Link to the Past on Tuesday. Now I'm gonna end stream the second stream of the night so that I can go and relax, because this has been a rough time. But I cannot wait to play more The Legend of Zelda and to play one of the greatest games probably of all time, A Link to the Past. Maybe, in my opinion, the best Super Nintendo game ever made. But then again, I haven't played Chrono Trigger, so maybe that's why. But it's up there with games like, if we're talking Super Nintendo games, it's up there with games like Final Fantasy VI, Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, Super Metroid. You know, you could name so many great Super Nintendo games, but this one is at the very, like, for me at least, is at the very top of the food chain of the Super Nintendo games. But I'm also biased. I'm very biased, of course. I don't have Super Nintendo nostalgia either, so that's also a reason. I was a Sega boy. I wanted my Sonic and my Shiny Force and my other stuff, which was also amazing. So yeah. Anyway, I could go on and on. I need to end stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Tomorrow, Monday, the schedule for the coming week will go up. The rough draft is Tuesday, more Zelda. Thursday, a sub-goal stream. Friday, more Zelda. And Sunday, more Zelda. But maybe I'll throw in an extra thing Saturday if I feel like it. We'll see. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, I hope you stay safe. I hope you fly safe. And remember, don't fly too close to the sun. Icarus out.